Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day, thanks to viewers, supporters, and now sponsors just like you. Even if I've got a bit of a cold, we bring you the news every single day. Do you notice that? This one's going out to the Kim Situation, featuring Genuine Bragg and Brendan Murnog, two of our newest sponsors. Thank you so much, you guys. This rundown is all yours. After weeks of controversy, Electronic Arts has executed Order 66 on the microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yesterday night, just hours before the game's worldwide launch, EA and developer DICE suspended all microtransactions in the game. For the time being, all in-game purchases have been turned off, which means that the only way to earn new characters and items is through actual gameplay progression, and you won't be able to buy anything. In a blog post, DICE General Manager Oscar Gabrielson says that they're doing this as a direct result of the negative criticism the microtransactions have received, and he apologizes to players for not listening to them sooner. The important thing to remember is that the microtransactions are only being turned off temporarily. EA confirms that they will come back eventually, although they haven't given a time frame. They say the microtransactions won't come back until after they've had time to implement further balancing tweaks and changes, which they'll make based on player feedback now that the game is out. All this comes after EA has already made several big changes and price cuts to the microtransactions and loot box mechanics, which failed to end the harsh criticism the game was getting. So turning off the microtransactions altogether could be seen as a last-ditch effort to save the game. We're very curious to see if it works. If Battlefront 2 doesn't sell, you can bet that EA and other publishers will reconsider microtransactions and loot boxes in future games, or at the very least, make sure that they have the mechanics worked out before people start playing. And another game with loot boxes is doing a lot better than Battlefront and getting something new. Blizzard has released Moira, the latest character for their hit online shooter Overwatch. First unveiled at BlizzCon earlier this month, Moira is a healer character, but the thing that sets her apart from other healers is that she can also dish out a great deal of damage, not to mention the fact that she can teleport. She's available now on all platforms, and like all the other new characters and maps, she's available free to all players.
Surrender to my will.
Although Overwatch has received some criticism for its loot box mechanics, it's nowhere near as controversial as other games like Battlefront 2, and the reason is pretty obvious. The randomized loot boxes in Overwatch only contain cosmetic items, which has allowed the game to avoid the typical pay-to-win criticisms. The makers of Battlefront 2 might want to implement similar mechanics when they bring their microtransactions back online. If it works for Overwatch, it will probably work for other games too.
The world could always use more heroes.
Nintendo is working on a Mario movie, but he's not the only gaming icon coming to theaters. Warner Brothers has released the first trailer for the Rampage movie based on the smash 'em up video game franchise of the same name. The film stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and no, he's not one of the monsters.
Yeah, well, animals get me.
He plays a zookeeper who sees his beloved gorilla George mutate into a city-smashing monster, alongside a crocodile and a wolf.
Oh, you didn't know about the 30-foot wolf?
And it's up to him to stop the mayhem and make things right.
It's coming back to me. It's coming back.
That's obviously more plot than what we got out of the Rampage games, which are pretty much nothing but monsters smashing cities, and it's no surprise that the filmmakers had to concoct a backstory. Rampage is one of several franchises that Warner Brothers bought from original publisher Midway Games when they went under in 2010, but so far they haven't said if they plan to make a new game or re-release the old ones to coincide with the movie. It smashes into theaters in April. And the film adaptation of a video game with pocket-sized monsters is one step closer to reality. The live-action Pokemon movie based on the 3DS game Detective Pikachu has caught its lead actor. Justice Smith, best known as the star of the Netflix series The Get Down, will play the film's main human character, a teenage boy who befriends an intelligent, talking Pikachu, and then together embark on an adventure to solve mysteries. The film will be a live-action CGI animation hybrid, which means real actors like Justice Smith will interact with animated Pokemon characters. There's no word yet on who will provide the voice of the titular Pikachu, but there were reports that the film's producer, Legendary Pictures, is seeking a familiar-sounding leading man like The Rock. Shooting is expected to begin soon, with a release slated for late next year. This is just the first in what might be a long line of Nintendo franchises coming to the big screen. The Detective Pikachu movie is being distributed by Universal Pictures, which is all but confirmed to be working with Nintendo on an animated Mario movie. Nintendo has been promising to expand into new forms of entertainment and begin using their iconic characters in more than just games, so we could be seeing other Nintendo characters get their own movies and TV shows. Fingers crossed for a Metroid TV series. And Nintendo franchises are so popular, even their old games can beat the newest ones made by their competitors. The tiny SNES Classic, which launched in late September, was the second best-selling console in North America for the month of October. That's according to the market research firm, the NPD Group, which, although they haven't released specific numbers, claims that the SNES Classic outsold the PS4 and Xbox One and was beaten only by another Nintendo system, the Switch, which came in at number 1. This doesn't come as much of a surprise given that the SNES Classic is so hard to find, and that's after Nintendo made a lot more of them than last year's NES Classic. The success of these retro systems only goes to show the desire that people have for old games, and it means we'll probably be seeing more of them from Nintendo and other companies in the future. The inevitable N64 Classic is going to be awesome. Fox already has multiple X-Men projects in the works, and now they're about to multiply with another one. A big screen movie based on the Marvel mutant Multiple Man is on the way, and the person making it might surprise you. Deadline reports that Fox is working with none other than James Franco, who's set to play the lead role and also produce the film.
A great idea.
Co-created by the late Len Wein, Multiple Man first appeared on comic shelves in the mid-1970s and has the mutant ability to create multiple copies of himself. The character appeared briefly in the third X-Men movie, The Last Stand, where he was played by a different actor, and this won't be Franco's first time taking on a Marvel character. He played Harry Osborn in the original Spider-Man movies.
How'd you like that, Spidey?
Multiple Man is just one of several X-Men characters getting his own movie. The studio is already working on a Gambit film, as well as Deadpool 2, which lands next year.
God, I love cocaine.
James Franco is in high demand right now thanks to his latest film, The Disaster Artist, which he stars in and directed.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
It's about the making of the best bad movie of all time, The Room, and is ironically getting rave reviews and Oscar buzz. It goes into wide release next month.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
That does it for the rundown. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again on Monday, so have yourselves a fantastic weekend. I'll be recuperating with some video games. Remember that we have tons of other great content for you to check out. If you like it, hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.